few decades, the over 70s will make up a quarter of the UK population. The fastest growing sector of the population is, amazingly, the over 100s. Many of these people will need care, obviously, but they want to stay often in their own homes. And that need has given birth to a rapidly growing business providing the sort of help people actually want. Simon's been to Petersfield in Hampshire to meet the carers who are riding this wave and the people who are using them.
I was ill, wasn't I?
Olive Canning, on the left, who's 96, and Alice Mitchell, 92, share a flat in Petersfield and are determined to stay in it as long as they can. Recently, social services dared to tell them that they ought to move.
They didn't say we would have to do anything, but they advised us of the advisability of going into a care home.
What did you think of that?
Well, we went to see one or two. Very nice for some people, but it takes away your independence. And I don't know, we felt we would be bored stiff.
I flatly said I wasn't going in any home, and that was the end of it.
Well, that's what they said to you, that you would have to.
Yeah. Well, they can't force you, can they?
Like so many other busy towns, Petersfield in Hampshire has hundreds of elderly residents behind the scenes who are housebound or hard put to look after themselves. But a company which has started up here is assisting them in staying at home. It sees itself as helping us to make the best of our longer lifespans. The company just down the road in Petersfield started 3 years ago with 3 customers, small office with 2 desks. But now already it has 45 carers, over 100 customers in this area, and 27 of these offices around the country.
People historically are quite concerned about, in inverted commas, the whole thing of going into a home. And what we used to see was that people were actually saying the nuclear option, which said, okay, today you can do your shoelaces up and put your socks on, tomorrow you can't, so therefore you must go into a home.
So can we put it off, even though we are all going to be older?
We can't put off getting older, but what we can do is put off going into a home, yes.
Where are you up to? You're up to...
Bluebird helps with getting up, washing, eating, shopping, what's called personal care. Here, 2 of its carers are working on their national vocational qualifications in health and social care. Social services only tends to cover people who have what they call substantial needs.
What we would have seen perhaps 5 years ago is that the phone would be much more busy with social services phoning up and saying, we want to buy this care package. Inevitably, what's happened is that social services, and therefore you and me with our taxes, cannot afford to fund the ageing population.
Current cautious projections put the number of 70-year-olds and over rising from 7 million now to nearly 12 million in just over 2 decades and 15 million by mid-century. The over 90s, like Olive and Alice, are fewer than 500,000 at the moment, but their numbers will rise to 1.2 million in 2031 and 2.8 million when today's 40-year-olds have reached that stage.
Obviously, quality of care is the most important thing really we're going to do and really dictate the success of your business, as we know.
Keen to take full advantage of the demand there'll be for care at home, Bluebird is selling franchises around the country for around £25,000 each, plus 5% of future income. When I visited, 3 new franchisees were on a week's training.
I'm a nurse by background, so I've just finished last week. I did my last shift last week. I have a long experience with nursing, particularly with older people, and so I've seen it from the other side. I've seen that there's a big gap in the market.
I have actually asked for an option on a second area, so hopefully within the next few years I shall be in a position to take up that and have a second office in London.
So you could be looking after hundreds?
Yes.
Or
not
more?
Personally, obviously, but as a business, yes. Hundreds, if not thousands.
You say we cater individually for the client?
The care costs around £13 an hour in Petersfield, if you don't have local authority funding, but that's substantially less than care in a residential home.
Does it need to cost a lot?
No. I mean, I think that's one of the things. Very frequently when I talk to people.
But you need to make a profit, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
That's why you're in this business.
And I make no secret of that, and that's what we do. But really, what very frequently talking to people, they will say private healthcare, and they think that it's all about gravel drives and Range Rovers as being the people who are our customers. It isn't. The service that we're providing to people probably costs you about 1/10 of the hourly price that it would cost to have your car serviced.
Bills, everything.
Olive and Alice have help every morning from Bluebird. They want to stay in the flat even if their needs increase.
We know that unless anything unforeseen happens, we can always apply for extra help. You can start as small an amount of time as you like and gradually work it up, or just suddenly work it up.
There will be so many more people of your age.
If they can manage and if they can find people that will help them to do different things, do shopping, etc., they'll be all right. They'll be okay.
There's one fly in the ointment, though. Bluebird is working hard to train and keep its staff because as numbers needing care go up, the carers themselves are becoming scarcer.
And